At 2:14 in the morning, Daniel Mercer told police his missing wife came home. He said she stood in the hallway. He said she looked straight at him. Then she walked into the dark. There was only one problem. By that time, Rachel Mercer had already been dead for hours. That was the detail no one in that town ever forgot. Because in the end, Daniel was telling the truth. Just not in the way anyone first believed. Rachel Mercer did come home that night, but not alive. It started in the kind of place people trust too easily. A quiet American suburb, clean sidewalks, trim lawns, porch lights glowing after dark. The kind of street when nothing violent is supposed to happen. Rachel Mercer was 32. She was a mother, a physical therapist, the kind of woman who answered texts, the kind of woman who checked in, the kind of woman who did not simply vanish. But on that Thursday night, she did. Her purse was still in the kitchen, her coat was still by the door, her car was still in the driveway. Her daughter's school form was still half signed on the counter. Nothing about that house looked abandoned. It looked interrupted, like life had been cut off in the middle of itself. At 11:38 p.m., Daniel called 911. He said they had argued, nothing serious, just stress, bills, the usual. He said he fell asleep on the couch. When he woke up, Rachel was gone. At first, the story sounded believable, until detectives listened to the call again. That was when Daniel started sounding wrong. He was too calm. Not calm like a husband trying to hold himself together, calm like a man trying to hold a story together. Then the dispatcher asked what Rachel had been wearing. Daniel answered instantly. Gray sweater, black leggings, white socks. No pause, no uncertainty. That was the first crack. Then police searched the house. No broken doors, no forced entry, no obvious blood. But the house itself felt wrong. A wine glass sat tipped near the island. A faint smear marked the cabinet near the sink. Rachel's charger was still plugged in beside the bed. Later, her sister said something detectives never forgot. Rachel never left the house at night without that charger. That mattered, because people who leave suddenly still take what they need, unless they think they are coming right back, or unless they never had the chance to leave at all. The next day, detectives checked the cameras, the front door camera, and the neighbor's driveway camera across the street. If Rachel had walked out, one of them should have caught her. Neither one did. No woman at the front door, no one crossing the yard, no car arriving, no car leaving. Just stillness. That changed the case. Now detectives were not asking where Rachel went, they were asking whether Rachel had ever left that house alive. When Daniel came in for a formal interview, his timeline started slipping. The argument happened earlier, then later. Then maybe it was not much of an argument at all. Then Daniel said the thing that turned the room cold. He said Rachel came home. He said that around 2:14 in the morning, he woke up and saw her standing in the hallway. Pale, quiet, wrong. He asked where she had been. She did not answer. Then she turned and walked away. And by the time he followed her into the kitchen, she was gone. For a second, it sounded eerie. Then it sounded impossible. Because if Daniel really believed Rachel came home, why had he never said that on the 911 call? Why had he never told the first officers? Pressed on that, Daniel backed away. Maybe he dreamed it. That only made things worse. So detectives went back to the house. This time, they checked the smart home motion logs. There was movement in the hallway at 2:14 a.m. Daniel got that part right. But the movement did not come from the front door. It came from the garage. That changed everything. Because Daniel claimed Rachel came back into the house. But the house itself said something moved from the garage into the hallway. Not from outside. From inside. That sent detectives straight to the garage. The floor looked clean. Too clean. One patch near the drain looked scrubbed harder than the rest. Then luminol lit it up.
blue across the concrete. Diluted blood, wiped blood, dragged blood. And hidden inside a storage bin near the wall, detectives found one white sock, Rachel's size. Then came the call from the medical examiner. Rachel's body had been found miles away, wrapped badly in a blanket, dumped in a wooded ditch. Her estimated time of death was between 10:45 and 11:15 p.m. That meant by the time Daniel said he saw her in the hallway, Rachel had already been dead for hours. That was the truth. Rachel did come home that night, but not alive. Someone brought her body back through the garage, through the hallway, past the family photos, past her daughter's room, past the kitchen where her unfinished life was still sitting out in plain sight. That was the horror of it. Not a monster, not a stranger in the dark. Just a dead woman being dragged through her own house while the rest of her life was still sitting there, exactly where she left it. From there, everything collapsed fast. Traffic cameras showed Daniel's SUV leaving the neighborhood late that night. A gas station camera caught him buying bleach, paper towels, and bottled water. Then detectives learned Rachel had found affair messages on Daniel's phone. One message stood out. "Can't keep doing this. She's going to blow everything up." That gave detectives motive. The worst part was still waiting inside the house. A smart speaker in the kitchen had recorded audio at 2:15 a.m. When detectives played it back, they heard Daniel's voice. Low, tight, unsteady. He said 4 words. "Don't do this to me." At first it sounded like grief. Then the audio was enhanced, and under Daniel's voice there was another sound. Soft, heavy, repeating. Not footsteps. Dragging. That was the moment the whole case locked into place.
Daniel had not been speaking to a living Rachel. He had been speaking while moving her body. When detectives confronted Daniel with everything, he changed his story again. They fought. She slipped. He panicked. Then he asked for a lawyer. There was never a full confession. There did not need to be. By then, the house had already told the truth. And in the end, that was the image no one forgot. It was the hallway. A husband moving his wife's dead body through the dark center of the house they shared, pretending for a little longer that she was still part of the life he had already ended. And the man who said he saw her standing in the dark was not describing a ghost. He was describing the last time he moved her.